Welcome to eZeLiving.com. I'm Dr. Naveen El-Saleh, and today's topic is about why people that live in the Middle East have the highest percentage of vitamin D deficiency. And today with us is Kay, who's going to explain why that is. Kay, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Kay, most of my clients and patients that come to see me have such high rates of vitamin D deficiency. And the answer is sun, but we live in a very sunny country. So where's the oxymoron in that?
Vitamin D deficiency is very much misunderstood, and people are not really aware of the importance of this particular vitamin, especially when we're deficient. Now, living in the Middle East, it is an Islamic region, so a lot of people here are covered, especially the female population. Now, when you are not exposed to the sun, as in showing your arms, showing your legs, showing your flesh, basically, you're not going to absorb vitamin D. We get vitamin D from the sun, so by covering ourselves, we're inhibiting the absorption of vitamin D. The other misconception as well is in the media we're told about how dangerous sunlight is for us, or rather the rays of the sun. So we tend to put a lot of sunblock on, or we walk around with umbrellas to avoid being in contact with the sun. By doing this, again, you're not allowing the body to absorb that very important vitamin D which we get from the sun.
So for Muslim women, especially women in the GCC Middle East, they tend to cover with black. If they used to cover with a different color, would that help, like white instead of black, or more colors? Would that help at all? No,
it won't. You actually need to expose the skin to the sun for about 15 to 20 minutes each day. A lot of Muslim women, they can do that in their backyard. Just sit in the sun, just every day, just 15, 20 minutes, get direct exposure from that sun. And you only really start to get sunburnt after about 10 to 15 minutes. So even with sunblock, what a lot of people do is they tend to get factor 50 or factor 30. Now, what a lot of people don't know about sunblock is that factor tells you the rate at which the body is going to burn according to time. So for example, if you consider the body's going to burn in 10 minutes and you've got factor 30, times factor 30 by 10 and you've got 300 minutes. So your body's protected for 300 minutes. Now obviously if you're going to go into water, you need to come out and reapply. So what I normally do is I just wear a factor 20 or factor 25, and I'm covered for about 250 minutes or 200 minutes. That's enough. You don't have to coat your body with heavy factor sunblock. Otherwise you're going to again not be able to absorb vitamin D.
Okay, and what's the best time of the day to absorb the highest amount of vitamin D? I've heard usually early mornings is the best time for vitamin D and vitamin K, is that correct?
Vitamin D, yes, morning is best, because between about 11:30, 12 to around 2, that's when the sun rays are really, really strong, and then you're at a higher risk of getting sunburnt. So early in the morning, just sit outside with a cup of tea or your morning coffee and just get some sort of exposure. Best thing, backyard, pull out a chair and get some
t-shirt.
Exactly, get some sunshine.
On a daily basis?
Yes, it's advised on a daily basis. Just 15 minutes is good on a daily basis.
So why is vitamin D deficiency such a big deal? What is it related to? What health conditions could be related to vitamin D deficiency?
Well, in terms of symptoms, it's very difficult to determine if you're or to understand if you're deficient in vitamin D without doing a blood test. But some of the most common symptoms that we incur with vitamin D deficiency is muscle cramps, hair loss, joint stiffness, all of these sort of things.
That's the main thing I get as a chiropractor, is the
lower back pain,
joint stiffness.
Exactly. So it's a good idea to get tested for vitamin D.
And as a nutritionist and colon hydrotherapist, what symptoms would people be coming to that might link it to vitamin D deficiency?
Mainly those type of symptoms.
Hair loss.
Yeah, hair loss, exactly. And it's a question of finding, it's always a good idea to do a blood test to find the missing elements in the body. And most of my patients, I would probably say 90% of my patients in this region come back with a very low vitamin D level. And that's when you know you need to boost it up.
And there's a lot of research that proves that vitamin D deficiency is linked to a cancer. Can you talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. That's why it's so important to test your vitamin D, because it can in the future lead to cancer. It can in the future lead to a malabsorption of calcium in the intestinal tract. It can lead to softening of the joints. It can lead to a whole host of more severe problems in the future.
And what other cofactors or vitamins that we need in our body to absorb vitamin D?
It's a good idea to get a good vitamin B complex, but without taking supplements, get yourself tested first, because there's no point in taking one specific vitamin and not the other. So get yourself tested, find out what the missing elements are, go to a professional doctor, a GP or a specialist in anti-aging or a nutritional therapist, someone that can test you rather than self-prescribing or self-diagnosing. That's very, very important. And vitamin D is divided into two groups. You've got vitamin D and vitamin D3 as well. So the vitamin D is found in sort of artificial elements, whereas D3 you get a lot from food sources as well.
Such as?
So all your vegetables, really.
Green leafy vegetables is the key.
It's always the green leafy vegetables. Yeah.
So a
and
lot
nuts
more
and seeds as well.
Mm-hmm. Keep it simple and eat wholesome foods.
Exactly, but find out what is missing first. Don't self-diagnose. That's very, very important.
So the most important thing you would say for everyone in the UAE or Middle East is to get, first of all, tested for vitamin D and B deficiency.
Go to a professional and get a whole host of things tested for, not just one or the other, because you could be supplementing with something and it could be reducing something else. So it is an element of that. But just get some sun and avoid eating fatty and fried foods. Also depletes the body of vitamin D, which a lot of people do.
Coffee as well.
Coffee depletes the body more of iron. So there's a lot of elements or food items that we eat that can actually deplete the body of certain vitally important nutrients.
So the message here is get some sun, get daily
sun, sit out in the sun, get those rays and allow the body to absorb.
Keep that healthy glow
Exactly,
going.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much for such great information. Thank you for tuning into eZeLiving.com. Please don't forget to subscribe to our website and to our YouTube video. And don't forget to leave any comments below so we can answer all your concerns.